Hi, this is Jillian with another episode of SEO Easy Peasy, because marketing your online business with SEO should be easy. Today we're going to talk about alt text, which is one of those jargony things that people in SEO throw around and most of us have no idea what they're talking about. So alt text, for starter, just simply means alternative text. And while it's good for SEO, the primary reason why you want to have alt text is alt text actually describes an image. And here is a great example of, here on my screen, this is a great article that's written by the folks over at Moz all about alt text. So I'll include a link to this so you can go and read this. But they have this really great picture, and it shows this is how an image looks to us on a computer, but this is the way that a computer would read this image. And so this is the way that Google sees this image. But more importantly, if somebody is visually impaired and they have a screen reader that reads the screen out loud to them, if they get to an image, the screen reader doesn't know how to describe what that image is, and it gets stuck. And so having a blank alt text means that people who are visually impaired will never be able to understand what those images are on the screen. And so this is just great practice for working with other human beings on the planet, but it's also great for SEO, and we'll kind of tell you how you can use this to your SEO advantage. First of all, let's just kind of go through and talk about how you actually describe images, because you don't want to just say, I guess you could say bag of Doritos, but you might want to say a red bag containing nacho cheese Doritos, because of course there's different kinds of nacho cheese. So one of the best ways to really think about how to best describe your image is to close your eyes for a second and really think about, if you had to describe this with your eyes shut, how would you describe this image? A lot of times we have images, and I'll just show you an example right here, that I have an image I took of this little monkey, this Barbary macaque, and I took this over in Gibraltar, Spain. And here is the name of the image on my iPhone, and it's image underscore 4032.jpg. Well, that actually tells us nothing in the actual title name, but if I was to describe the image, we wouldn't want to just say monkey, because what kind of monkey? Is it a chimpanzee? Is it a howler monkey? So you want to get as specific as possible. So if I close my eyes and I remember this scene, it was like I was on a bus tour. I was on the Isle of Gibraltar. The Barbary macaques are now indigenous to that island. So I might want to say this was a Barbary macaque that I saw while sightseeing on the Gibraltar and on my trip. Something along those lines. Now, of course, that's way too long, so I have to shorten it, but think about how you want to describe it. So you might want to just say Barbary macaque on Gibraltar, on the island of Gibraltar, something along those lines. So we'll get into the specifics in a minute, but I wanted you to just have an idea of how you actually name your images. So let's go back to our example again. So again, here's an example that somebody had an image that was, the code says pupdanceparty.gif, and that's the name, that's the title of their image. And so they made the alt tag be puppies dancing. So you see, it's more like human speak. It's actually just, you can include spaces. That's okay to put spaces. Best practice is usually not to use a capital letter, but you can include spaces. If you want to use hyphens, use hyphens. Underscores, they don't seem to work as well, so stick to hyphens. So they give a couple of examples here in this article about how you would make an alt tag for this picture here. So we see a picture, and we see a stack of blueberry pancakes with some powdered sugar over the top. They said, if you just said pancakes, that's okay. Better would be describing it, saying stack of blueberry pancakes with powdered sugar. You don't want to just have nothing there at all. So that just kind of gives you an idea of how you do that. Okay, so you're working with essentially 125 characters, and that's like including the spaces. So you want to limit your image to less than 125 characters. If you have the ability to put in your keyword and it makes sense, put your keyword in, and this is how it will help you with SEO. Now, the caveat, of course, is if it has nothing to do, if I'm writing an article about going to Spain, it might make sense for me to talk about that monkey the being in Gibraltar. That would make sense. But if I'm writing an article about, I don't know, blueberry pancakes and my experiences in Chicago, and I throw in that picture, I don't want to put blueberry pancakes under the monkey because it makes absolutely no sense, even if I'm trying to optimize for that word. So I hope that makes sense. Use your keyword if it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, don't do it. So the important thing is you're describing the picture as opposed to just trying to stuff in your keywords. So let's go and see how you actually add these to a WordPress website. So I'm going to go to my WordPress website, and you go to the media library, and this is kind of the part that a lot of people don't show you. So you go to the media library, and then what you want to do is you want to select your file. So I'm going to go ahead and put in, well, actually, I'm going to do best practices first, and I would rename that image. So I'm actually going to call it, because I want to show you the right way to do something. So I would say Barbary Macaque Gibraltar. Okay, so there's my image renamed. Hopefully I've spelled Gibraltar right, I'm not sure. So we go ahead and we'll select it, put the little guy up, bring him into WordPress. So now he's uploaded to WordPress and we want to have a look at him. So all I have to do is click on the edit button here. And there he is. And if I want to put in the alt text, all I have to do is scroll down here, and this is where I type it. So I might want to say Barbary Macaque during Gibraltar on Gibraltar bus tour. And hopefully that's less than 125 characters. Best practice would be make up your title and make up your alt tag and measure it first using Word or something like that to see how many, or sit there counting it yourself so that you can see how many you have. So there we go. And at that point we just update, and now my image has the alt tag, the alt text. And if you're using a WordPress theme, for instance, like Divi, sometimes you have to do a second step and you'll have to do it. So sort of work with your theme to find out if there's additional places you have to put an alt text in to describe your image. So that's important as well. So if you want to find a way to see if you're actually doing it right, there is a cool little tool called the Internet Marketing Ninjas. And if you use this tool, you can go ahead and check any web page to find out if the title tags are right. So for instance, if we go over here, let's go ahead and grab this article. So this is the article we started off, and let's just kind of have a look and see how the images were done by Moz. So if we come over here, I've copied the URL, I'm going to paste it in here. And I'm going to just say, I just want to check the images. So if I hit check images and I do ninja check, then I can come in here and I can see all the images. So we see that here's the URL of the image and the file name, and then we can see the image size as well. So it's good. Kind of see how big your images are. You can see every single instance of an image. So there's that Doritos bag. So they put it as alt text example was the Doritos bag. Oh, they're missing an image here. So if you want to know, what image are you missing? Then if you just go here, you'll see, they forgot to put the alt text for this particular image. So this is just like a little check to make sure that you have done it right. So I highly recommend doing this. And like I said, you can take any website. So for instance, here is a blog by the Condé Nast Travelers people. So if I came in here and say, for instance, I wanted to, where'd I go? Okay, so here's one, Turkey's smartest new holiday hotspots. So if I wanted to check out that, I can go ahead and get the URL for that. And I would hope a travel website is doing good alt text. I'll go back to my ninja check. I can rerun the tool. Just come over here and do check images. So I'll put their URL in and do a ninja check. Oh boy, they got a couple are missing. So you go through here and you see which ones are missing, and you go, oh, they're missing that one, they're missing that one. So you can kind of go through and see, oh, where am I missing the images and where am I not? So this is good. You can go back, change them in WordPress, then you can come back and check them again. So again, I just really like this tool. As much as we try to do the alt text for everywhere, it's really easy to make a mistake and miss one. You saw even people like Moz make mistakes. So everybody makes mistakes. It's good to know a good way to correct them. So that's all I have for you today, and I hope that this tip on using alt text helps you. It will really help people in the end. It will help your website visitors, and it will help Google better find your website and your content. And if you enjoyed today's video, please give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below and subscribe if you would like to have more of these SEO Easy Peasy videos.